Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work.
The two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kop-Ish.
Good evening, lovely people. Hope you are well and welcome to a very special preview for Liverpool versus Chelsea. I gotta be honest, I kind of wish sometimes that you guys could see the background. Could you see when our intro music was playing? Anita was vibing out. I wish the people could have seen it. I see a Millie Roy.
Oh crap! I keep forgetting that you can see me. Damn. You guys have like the best chance, honestly.
I know. Delighted to be joined by Lewis and Anita. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. What's everyone saying?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm so excited. So excited. Got some things I want to pull up from September, but don't worry, we'll get there.
I know you do. Trust me. I know. I'm ready.
So you mentioned September, Anita. That was the first time I think we'd ever done a stream together, and that was over on the Football Terrace. Shout out to the Football Terrace. And I'd never forget coming away from that stream and going into the stream. I was like, yeah, it's going to be a tough game. I came out of that stream and I remember saying to Matt and Drew, I want to smash these lot now. I don't want it to be a close game now. I remember you guys were saying Thiago Silva is better than Virgil.
Yeah, better than Virgil. That one Anita, though. I will say that. That one Anita. I will say that. That one her.
You're cussing about being broke, which, to be fair, is kind of that
for the money.
You look put your bad vibes on us, saying we get injuries this season, and then you've been successful in that as well. And then now look at us. I'll be honest, I was more looking forward to this preview than any other preview show a couple months ago. Now I'm just like, do we have to? We really have to.
That's how I feel about watching the game. I'm like, do I have to? It's not fun anymore, man.
Couple super chats before we really get into it. Flintoff, remember the time Frank Lampard sussed out Klopp, then got sacked a couple months later. Gerrard better than Lampard. Big up Anita and Lewis, though. We're not gonna let you forget, Anita. We're not gonna let you forget.
Can I say I messed up? Please forgive me. I messed up on that part. I really messed. The second the start of that match happened, I said, oh man, there's no way we're winning this. I messed up. Listen, I'm sorry. I've held my hands up and I'm sorry. Thank you.
Fair enough. You're right, Anita. Great.
And you know what, over here, we actually have got the most forgiving viewers. So, like, you know what I mean? Callum's just been forgiving himself, so that's all good, man.
I'm not gonna tell Lewis and Anita what I've been forgiven for, because they'll probably hate me if they find out what I did. 2-bit weird to see Anita in this channel. Big up to her. Ace-Bet Limited. Big up to Carefree Lewis. Big up to Kop-Ish. Big up Carefree Lewis. Anita, you glowing, baby girl. Big up. She's glowing, but what? We're not glowing as well. What? Lewis, me, Matt, 50, we're not glowing as well.
We ain't glad, bro. We ain't glad.
And I use cocoa butter before the stream and everything.
So Anita, we have to take you back to September before we bring Lewis in on this. In September, I remember you being sort of really over the moon with the business you had done, really over the moon with Lampard and the direction Chelsea were going. Fast forward to where we are now. Did you see it being as bad as it is? Are you lot mugging me? Take that. You lot are mugging me.
Oh man, Pete, bro.
R.I.P. Ian St. John, indeed. Big up to yourself, John. Kadir saying we may forgive, but we'll never forget. All right, so I just let you know. So Lewis and Anita, I'll tell you what I did. Please forgive me. These guys are forgiving me. I said that I didn't think Ronaldinho was an elite footballer.
They were bamboozled. They both just
Can you
went,
explain this?
Say that again.
Can you explain it? I want to hear your point.
No, Lewis, if you hear the explanation,
So I'm now
you sure would hear it.
Go on. Make me believe it.
No. I've changed my verdict on it now.
Oh,
I made that clear.
And Lewis was looking like a proper disappointed father there. He was like, no, you can't explain this to me.
I was intrigued. But,
Right,
cool.
so my reasoning before was, so for me to say a player's elite, for me, they have to have done it for at least 5 years non-stop at the highest caliber. And I don't think Ronaldinho necessarily hit the 5 years. However, I think with rules, there's always an exception. I think he's the exception.
I mean, I feel like he ticks every other box. Like, if you're ticking every other box at the highest level, then come on, man. Like, come on.
I messed up. I was young. I messed up, man. I messed up. I just hope you guys can find it in your hearts to forgive me. I'm sorry. Look at these out at me as well. Cal said, so Jay said Cal thought Dino was an elite. I messed up. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. I don't actually know what more I can do to apologize. I've repented.
No, we forgive you, bro. We forgive you.
Nah, you say you forgive me. I don't think you guys do that.
No, I do.
No, we forgive you. I might look at you a bit different, but I still forgive you. You know what I mean?
So Anita and Lewis, with how the season's gone so far, considering the investment, how the club was buzzing with having Lampard there, what are your sort of thoughts on Chelsea now?
Right now, I like my team again. But before we got to this preview, between the last preview and this preview, before we got here, I personally was in a dark place. I honestly couldn't see no way out of it, and it wasn't even nothing to do with like the players we got or nothing. Like I've accepted that we overbought players and we bought some players that we didn't necessarily need, i.e. Kai Havertz. I don't necessarily think we need him, but at the same time, Lampard's tactics was very depressing. Like it was just depressing football. But we've got Tuchel now, so I'm more positive about the season. I'm more positive about finishing top 4 because let me tell you, this time in, let me say, January or December, when we lost to Arsenal, I said we're better off in Europa League. We would be better off battling for top 6. Those were my words because I just did not believe in it anymore. But yeah, I'm back to believing, man. Bring on tomorrow. I'm back to believing.
Lewis, do you share those sentiments?
Literally that. Since the first game to now, we've gone through a lot. Like Lampard was a bit of a false image. We can all admit that by now. And it was tough getting to that point. We've seen some dreadful results. That game against Arsenal is one of the worst results I've ever seen in the Roman Abramovich era. It's genuinely embarrassing. And even for some fans, I think they're still trying to get used to the fact that Lampard isn't our manager, which is surprising knowing that we're Chelsea and we sack managers for fun at this point. Like, I'll be real. Me being depressed when a manager got sacked died when Mourinho got sacked for the second time because like that was my dream manager. But that I was like, okay, cool. I've seen Conte win the league and the cup and get sacked. I've seen Sarri win the Europa League and leave. Now Lampard's gone. He's had less experience than all three of them. It is what it is. And the games justified him getting sacked either. Like the Leicester City match, everyone knew that Lampard's job was on the line. The players definitely knew that his job was on the line. And they didn't play like that. They played like it was a pre-season game. Literally looked like the 2015 game where Mourinho got sacked, rinsed and repeated. But we know the quality of the squad. Like I've always said, and I stand by this, we have one of the best squads in the league, and it's a squad that should be competing for the title. The only thing is the manager and the system. We had a manager and a system that didn't work. Now we have a system that I don't even think is our final form. It's just more pragmatic to see us through to top 4. Because that's all I really think our aim is right now. It's just damage control for what's happened over the last month and a half. And we will make top 4, but that's also why I'm not taking too much off of what we're doing right now. Like we have Marcus Alonso starting nearly every other week. I know that's not going to be anything permanent if we're being serious about going for the title. If anything, it's just valuation fees and everything. Like we even gave Kepa a run of games and big matches that were key to us getting back to where we are right now. So I think everything's just a plan for next season, but Yeah, I'm still confident in our squad. Our squad's amazing. Our only problem is the final third. We're not clinical, but that's Chelsea. We ain't been clinical for years. It is what it is. But yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow because if there's any chance to break the Anfield curses this year, slightly happy, only slightly, because like me and Drifty said this on my channel as well. Like you lot could have Adrian in goal, you could have Kabak in the back with Phillips. Charity FC could still turn around tomorrow, and I'm not going to say too much in case that happens again. But we should be going there and getting a result. I will just leave it at that.
You know, let me just ask you a question while it's on my mind before we really get into it. As a team who might do what you lot did and employ a former legend to be the manager in the future, what does it feel like to have somebody you adore as a footballer for your club, and then when it's going wrong, what are the feelings like when you know you want him out but you love him? What's that feel like?
Oh, child. For me personally, it was. Do you know what? Because like Chelsea's ruthless, isn't it? Having him in, like when we first got Lampard signed and stuff, yeah. Obviously, I was a bit skeptical, but I was happy because that is my legend. Like after Drogba, for me, it's Lampard. Like Lampard he's up there for me. So like I looked up to him. I'm thinking this guy, he can do anything. Like he dominated the midfield for how many years? Look at the midfielders we've got. He's gonna make them this. He's gonna make them that. And then to see all of that not happen and to see the way that he regressed, it was sad. But at the same time, because I'm a Chelsea fan, I put my club first. I was like, you know what? Feelings aside, you got to go, Maggie. Like you've actually got to go. You've really got to try and separate manager from the player. And it's going to be difficult because obviously you guys might get Steven Gerrard in the future, which I think will be great for Liverpool, considering Steven Gerrard actually has the experience and he's doing wicked stuff with Rangers. But it's really hard having to try and separate manager from player because you don't want to be too angry with him. Like you don't want to go on platforms and you don't want to go on bashing because that's your legend. But at the same time, you've got to understand that as a manager, if this was Conte playing this type of football, his head will be on a pike by now, you know? So yeah, it's difficult, man. I'm not sure about Lewis, but for me, it was difficult.
I kind of echo what you say, but only kind of. I think if it was any other club, maybe, but it's Chelsea, and we know how ruthless Chelsea can be. And Lampard having the least experience out of any manager in the Abramovich era, it always gave me that but in my head where it's like, cool, they're going to work with him and they're going to let him grow as long as he continues to hit targets. As long as he hits those targets, they'll give him all the time that he needs. He wasn't hitting those targets this season. There was a long period where we were doing statistically worse than we were at that point in the season before. So it was looking a bit more obvious. As long as the results didn't dip significantly, he might have a chance. But then December happened, and we just kept losing games. And like I already said, Mourinho was the one where I was like, "Raw, we're really that ruthless. We've gone and sacked him twice. Our greatest ever manager, we've gone and sacked him twice. Now our greatest ever player. Okay, like it's still a shock, but it's Chelsea. I know what we're capable of, innit?
Yeah. I hear that.
Fair enough. I mean, Matt Drift. So Anita and Lewis both said how they've struggled this season from the last pre up until now. For Liverpool, I'll be honest, this has pushed me to the brink this season. I'm not gonna lie. You lot know I don't drink. A couple times I've looked at that Ray and Nephew bottle and thought, you know what? Maybe this can help. Maybe this can help.
Bro, I told you, put it in some lemonade, put some ice in it, bro, and it will go down sweet, bro. And then, you know, if you don't really want to taste the alcohol, put it in the ginger ale. The ginger ale does a good job of disguising how strong the alcohol is, bro.
So what? I'm mixing. So I'm just mixing until I can't taste the
alcohol. If you want your chest to burn, do it with the lemonade. And if you don't want to really know you're drinking alcohol, but you still want it to take your blues away, then do it with the ginger ale. That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, I mean, this season for Liverpool has been probably one of the hardest seasons to watch. Matt Drift, since that Chelsea game where we looked so dominant in that game, won the game 2-0 up until now, how would you describe this season? And I'm glad I'm asking a question because I'd probably break down into tears if I was answering it. So, Matt Drift, the floor is yours.
It's a roller coaster, Cal. Like, it is an actual roller coaster. We went up and up, got to the top, which was Christmas time, and we were at the peak, and we looked like it was going to be our season again, barring, you know, the odd little dodgy performance here and there. Maybe win the league by about 3 or 4 points. That's how it felt if somebody said to me at Christmas time, if you based the first part of the season on your assessment of how it will end, I would have said Liverpool win the league by 2 points or 3 points or something like that. That's what I would have thought because we were coping at that point. But then the injuries and everything just got so bad. We went down that hill, and then it was just January and February has been an absolute madness. Roy Hodgson, bro.
Matt, what about you?
Bro, we've just been in distress. Like, when I say distress, like, bro, like, all right, so from that Chelsea game, where we looked obviously like really good and we kind of looked like the old Liverpool, bro, we've just had injury after injury. We've had bad results. We've had stuff going on in the club, people's personal lives. Obviously, shout out Jurgen Klopp, obviously, and, you know, condolences again to obviously him losing his mother. Alisson, obviously, losing his father. Bro, we've just had it all. Like, literally everything has just happened in one season. Like, from just everything. And I just think, for me personally, we're actually still lucky that we're even in the top 4 race. Because let's be real, we've got none of our first choice centre-backs. Our captain's now out. We've had various players out for how much time. We've already touched on it off air about, you know, Liverpool players been out for, was it like over 1,000? Was it 1,000 days or whatever?
1,029 days worth of injury.
That's just crazy. Like, there's refereeing decisions. You got VAR, and again, people will say these excuses, but it's just been everything in what, like.
But you forgot about our manager and our goalkeeper losing their parents.
No, I said that. No, I said that.
Oh,
I said that. Yeah, I said that. And then to top it off, it's just, yeah, you wake up every morning as a Liverpool fan, you don't even want to check your phone, innit? Because if you check your phone, you might see someone's out. Do you know what I'm like? It's that peak for us. It's that peak. I can't, like, I think everyone can echo that same feeling of, do I want to see who was in training today? You might go on Twitter, Cal, and go, oh, you know what? Let me go and see who's in the training pitch. Oh, he's not even there. Bro, you start getting shook. Am I lying, Cal? You start getting shook, innit? You don't have to make a round of calls, innit? To a certain man and be like, yeah.
So real, but we're in quarantine, so you know we're babies in the next room. So who else is hollering at you? It's the notifications telling you that the next man just pulled up with a hamstring injury and blah, blah, blah. Come on, man, let's keep it a buck. We know what it is, man. I don't want my phone to go off, because if it ain't them telling me, it's one of you lot saying, aye, have you seen what they're saying on Twitter about Ali? Have you seen what they're saying on Twitter about Fabinho? Rare. Look at the Jota thing. 1 minute Jota's fit, then the next minute he's got appendicitis. I'm hearing it takes 6 weeks to get over that. I'm like, no, don't do this. Don't do this. Like,
luckily we was all right with that one. But again, it's just been crazy. Are
we really all right with that? Yeah, is Jota okay?
No, Jota was in training. He was in training. I'll put it like this, yeah. The opposition fans have been looking at us, especially when they see a certain man in goal. And listen, Anita and Lewis can't even hide the fact they are hoping, and you know what I'm saying, that my man's in goal tomorrow. I won't even say his name because, bro, if he's in goal tomorrow, we're in trouble, innit? You know we're in trouble, innit? We're in trouble, bro.
Yeah, but we still have to finish our chances. That's the thing.
Bro,
it becomes a lot easier to finish when there's an open goal, though, Lewis. But look, I'm not going to pile on. I'm not going to pile on to number 13.
Trust me.
If there's one team that won't make Adrian pay, here we are. Trust
it probably will be us. That's the funny thing. Who's shooting long range shots? Like no one's shooting for us. There's no one there. Callum might be out
in the box. No one.
Oh, Hudson-Odoi might be out.
Yeah. He might be out. Yeah.
Oh.
As of yesterday, he was still on the injury list. As of yesterday.
Wow. Okay. That changes.
I thought Tuchel just said it was Tammy and Thiago Silva.
Did he say that chose? Because I heard Tammy's back in.
Let me.
I don't know. I haven't watched.
No, but here's the thing, Anita. Yeah, if Tammy's playing, he's nowhere near as good as Giroud was an overall footballer, in my opinion. Because I think Giroud is criminally underrated. I have to hold my hands up to say that after being somebody who did underrate him myself, I hold my hands up. But in our system, our two centre backs might cope better with him than Tammy, though. That's the only thing. So I don't even know if Tammy playing is better, because at least Tammy's got the pace to get him behind. Because I'm worried about pacing behind with our back line. So
But you know what, right? If it's Giroud and Werner, Werner's gonna be the one getting the pace in behind. So that's the person you need to worry about with the pace. But I'm still not confident because is Werner really gonna deliver that final shot? I'm not too sure, you know. So either way, even if he does get in behind your defense, is he gonna bury the chance? We don't know. So it's just a bit of if buts and maybes. Like I'm not certain who's gonna be on the score sheet. If it's Giroud, then fair enough. If it's Werner, that's gonna be a shock. And I don't think I'll let Liverpool fans live that down. Werner, imagine Werner brace or Werner hat trick.
Oh, please.
No, it'll be the one game that he does something.
That's what's worrying me, bro. He's out here moving like Beyonce. I bet he's going to be best you never had and all that, innit?
He might. Just so Anita and Lewis, just from your point of view, so obviously rivalry aside, like, what do you attribute Liverpool's injuries? Because again, Anita, I'll be honest, you said at the beginning of the season, you see us getting injuries this season. What was it that you saw in Liverpool that perhaps we didn't see, that you saw injuries coming around the corner?
The thing is, right, whenever I say it, people think that I'm just like, you know, talking for talking's sake, or talking because I'm a Chelsea fan and I've got a big head. I am a Chelsea fan. I do have a big head because of my club. Yes, fair. But at the same time, like, big up Lewis. At the same time, I've seen teams try to do back-to-backs, right? And the main thing is keeping your players fit. You guys, like, this is big respect to you guys. In my opinion, you guys have been playing at such a top level for almost 4 years now. I'm including the Champions League final where Ramos did you guys dirty, the Champions League final where you guys won, when you won the Prem, with basically near enough the same players, right? And I'm looking at it as, can this team go one more season to do all of that at this high intensity? And I just couldn't see it happening, especially because you didn't make the changes that you needed. The thing is, right, Jota, that was a perfect change. That's the only thing that made me change my mind. But once Jota got injured, I was certain of it. I was like, yeah, no. Even though you brought in Thiago, I thought, no, something's going to happen to... I'm sorry. I thought something's going to happen to the defense. And obviously Van Dijk, I didn't even think Van Dijk would go out like that. Like Pickford, I still cuss him for that because at the end of the day, Van Dijk is still one of my favorite defenders. So if Van Dijk comes back and he's not 10 out of 10 like he was before, Pickford's going to be having some words with me still, because at the end of the day, I am a football fan and I rate Van Dijk a lot. But I knew there was going to be injuries in the defense. And I'm looking at the defense and I'm looking who's going to be able to cover that defense if Van Dijk goes out, if Gomez goes out, who's going to cover that defense? And I just couldn't see it. And then it's like, now you've pushed Henderson. Well, for a couple of matches, you pushed Henderson to centre back, which fair enough to Klopp was kind of smart. It was smart. But at the same time, I look at your midfield as the powerhouse. The midfield is where I feel like once you break the midfield, you break everything else. I'm not too sure if you guys agree, but that's just how I see it. Once you break Liverpool's midfield, you kind of break everything else. Nothing else really flows through to Mane or Salah. Of course, you can use Trent and Robertson, fair enough. But if the midfield's not doing the work, then how are you really going to get them passing straight through? Do you know what I mean? And I couldn't see anyone in your midfield replacing the likes of Henderson if Henderson gets injured, Fabinho, a world-class player, if he got injured, you know? I just couldn't see. And then Thiago coming in from a much slower league into the Premier League, I thought he's going to have his struggles. Is he going to work as hard as the rest of the midfield? I don't think so. I don't see it happening, but I do see him being more creative. But unfortunately, he hasn't had the opportunity to be that creative because of your circumstances. But I didn't have any injury problems about Mane or Salah, because they're just powerhouses. When you have good forwards like Mane and Salah, you rarely see them get injured. But it was the defense and the midfield, and that. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm done.
You really don't
I'm done.
I was trying to keep a straight face. I saw the corner of my eye.
People are going to say that's my agenda. Yes, I put it on screen.
Oh my days. No, but
listen,
I'm on the fence.
That's it for me. It was just the midfield and the defense. I saw your backups and I'm thinking there's going to be an injury somewhere. Are they going to fix it? I don't think so. So yeah, that was literally what I saw. I didn't think I wasn't sure it would come to light, but the fact that he has, it is what it is.
Did you see it happening, Lewis?
Not this level of injuries, I can't lie. I thought it was going to be a tighter title race, but I still kind of had Liverpool as favourites, only because, I'll be real, I didn't think there was too much wrong with your transfer window. The only thing I thought was you lot needed to improve the competition within the squad. And then you brought in Thiago, which I thought was good competition for the midfield. You brought in Jota, which was good competition for the attack. Oh my God.
After you lot.
No, that wasn't for me, bro. I swear, that was. I know that was it.
You lot watching today are absolutely savage.
You man are not serious about this guy.
Bro, come back.
Oh my God.
Oh,
yeah. I thought your squad. I thought your transfers, like, maybe you could have got a defender or two, but you also can't account for the amount of injuries that you had. The only real shock was once you lost Van Dijk, because we all saw what your defense was like before Van Dijk signed. Your team was good, but you still had holes in your defense, and Van Dijk came and instantly cleared all of that. So I thought losing Van Dijk would have the similar effect, and it did, but you can't account for all these injuries.
Maybe you know what? I don't even think Van Dijk had that effect on him. You know, I think it was when who's your second defender?
Allison.
Oh,
Gomez.
Allison, your second defender. When your second defender went out.
Gomez.
Gomez.
When Gomez went out, that's when I thought this is going to be an issue, because I feel like even though Van Dijk, he does fill that hole of their defense and stuff. I do feel like that's a big factor, but at the same time, you guys weren't really playing too greatly anyway. Like, you lost 7-2 with Van Dijk in the defense anyway. So when Van Dijk went out, sorry, I had to bring it up.
No, you
know me, I'm a shade queen. But when Van Dijk came out, I was more concerned of who's going to be the replacement. Okay, you got Gomez in there. He's solid. Like, Gomez is very solid. But then when he went out, I think he was playing with England, didn't it, in training or something. When he went out, I said, you guys are in trouble, because I'm not too sure what partnership you guys have got left. But sorry for cutting you off, Lewis. My bad.
Oh, no.
Rumor has it Pickford did Gomez as well, you know, but they kept it.
Did you see Pickford?
There's a long line of Liverpool fans looking to meet up with
and me.
One day.
Van Dijk.
Yeah, no, like that
stop putting stuff about Cap. I've got to
I know what about Kabak watching the sun. That got me, but I thought, no, we can't keep shading this brother. We gotta stop it, man. We gotta stop it.
Sorry,
he's only 20. He'll come good.
No, that was just basically it. Like, for me, it was just the injuries that kept coming around to your team that cost you. Like, I didn't really notice it happening. Like, you can't account for everything that's happened with Liverpool. Like, it's been a crazy ass season for you lot, on the pitch, off the pitch. Yeah, you can't account for a lot of it. Like, I low-key still had you guys as favourites for the title, but we're here, I guess. It is what it is.
Cool. All right, I'm just going to read out some of the super chats that we've had in. So Sean Swain, Tuchel's forehead looks like a bum cheek. You'll never walk alone. I don't know where to go with that one. I've got to be honest. Fair enough, though. Promo, big up to everyone. Tuchel is the biggest fraud, in my opinion. Player power will rise once again. Percentage, we'll see him gone in years. Apparently, some players don't like him already.
Benteke is so dead, man. So sorry, I had the United game in the background.
Lewis just had a random agenda.
Sorry, I've got the Palace United game in the background. That's like the third chance in a row that he's ballsed up.
Yeah, we're used to seeing that. He used to play at our club. We know.
Bro.
Like,
you can't rely on Benteke for anything, bro.
No. Shout out to Namdi for your stupid chat. Send LFC TV. Shout out to Saint LFC TV. Game is now a triple header due to other results. Very important game it is indeed. Jay Finn. We sold our souls to win the league, and now Piper is collecting. It's crazy how we're getting pulled apart. Matt wanted Timo. You're never going to live down this Timo stuff, are you, Matt?
Listen, it's one of them ones, isn't it? It just never happened. Listen, Timo wanted Liverpool, innit? And we ballsed it up because FSG went, no, we ain't got no money. And the rest is history, innit? That's all I can say. Listen, I will say this, though. Just because Timo, in my opinion, is not showing the player that he is, I'm not going to sit here and say because he plays for Chelsea that he's all of a sudden a bad player either, you know. I just think under Lampard, I said it earlier on today. Yeah, him playing in that 4-2-3-1 out wide that's not Timo Werner, is it? He either plays in a 2 or he's got to play down the middle, play to his strengths. And when players have the ball, release it to him. Don't hold on to it. When you see my man make runs, you give him the ball. But again, it's like you got to play to someone's strengths. And I kind of feel like Chelsea don't do that. Albeit, though, he has missed chances. He has. And I think that is confidence. I still think there's a player in there. Whether they unlock it or not, I don't know. But I still think there's a player in there still.
I like him that.
In it. It's ironic. I really think Timo would have been done very well under Klopp. I really think so. Yeah. Because I look at the way he plays, and I'm just like, if he has the right manager, just to give him a hug, like just to cultivate him and just to put him in his right position, play to his strength. I feel like Klopp would have done that. But hey, brokies.
I wish we had got Timo as well. I'm happy with John. I wish we had got Timo.
Same.
Well, we should have done both. That's the whole point.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're saying.
Got both. And I would have got both like that, innit?
Indeed. People, don't forget to smash the like. Before we get into the rest of the preview with Anita and Lewis, just going to play you a quick little promo of what is coming up on our channel very shortly. Just want to play a little game. So I'm going to read out some names of some players, and I want you to answer with 3 answers. So you've got 3 answers you can give. You can give bad news Pierce, which is no chance. You can have no news Pierce, which is not too sure. And good news Pierce is a possibility. So I'm going to go around and read the names out for you. Okay. This is where it could become heartbreaking as well. So Rafa Varane. As you saw, guys. Serious. So as you saw, guys, we managed to get James Pierce on the channel. So that video will be being released on Saturday. So make sure you check it out on Saturday. So, guys, back to the preview now. So one thing I did want to touch on with Lewis and Anita on is FSG. So we've been quite vocal about FSG this season, and you know, some fans have agreed with us, some fans have completely disagreed with us, but that is the nature of football. As a club, as Chelsea, with Roman Abramovich as an owner, we sort of looking from the outside and we're like, you know what, it wouldn't be bad getting that sort of money every season, you know. But is there a point where you look at it and you think, you know, maybe it's not always the best thing? So from the outside looking in at FSG, what is your take on their model with the sell to buy and being very shrewd in the market as opposed to necessarily spending their own money, as opposed to Abramovich, who has taken you to the promised land, but is very cutthroat and it's business first with him. He wants Chelsea to win at all costs.
Loki, we spoke about this earlier, Drifty, and the way you were speaking about FSG, it kind of reminded me of Chelsea in a small sense of we like to spend until we get to the top. Once we've won the Premier League and the trophies, we have the worst transfers in existence, and then we just fall back down. Like, our worst transfers have been straight after our title win. 15-16, dreadful transfer window. Pedro was our only semi-decent signing, and the rest were just literally nobodies. Maybe. Unless there's someone else I'm forgetting. Maybe Begovic, but there you go, innit? 16-17, like, do we need to go into that window? Fucking Conte wanted... He wanted Lukaku, he wanted Nangolan, he wanted Alexandro, and then he got Emerson, he got Alvaro Morata, he got Timu Bakayoko, he got Ross Barkley, Giroud. By the way, all of our signings that season came in injured as well, which was probably to get him for cheap as well. And that's everyone says Conte fell out with the board. Low-key, I'm not that surprised. Like, we literally said, here's the same team as last season. Go win the league again, and then everyone else strengthen. And I remember first game of the season, we lost to Burnley, and I said on a fan cam we weren't going to make top 4 with that squad. And it was literally because we went backwards as a team, and we got rid of Diego Costa, we replaced him with Morata. We got rid of Matic, we replaced him with Bakayoko. Who else? John Terry left. Who did we replace him with?
Rudiger?
Nobody. We didn't even get it. No, we got Rudiger. Rudiger was all right. I'll give Rudiger credit. Like, Rudiger and Giroud were the best of a bad bunch that transfer window. But the point still stands. We kind of do the same thing. We spend to get to the top, and then we try and be sustainable. But you still need to spend to a certain extent to keep the competitiveness going, or you get complacent. And that's where they don't understand. And that's what always happens. You get complacent, you drop off, and now you have to spend to get back to the top again.
Can I ask Lewis, sorry, just before I come to you, Anita? So you said about Bakayoko and Morata. At the time, though, could you not argue, especially Bakayoko, he was really, really fought after and rated highly. Could you not argue?
No.
Okay.
I'm not going to say too much because everyone on 100% Chelsea got caught lacking on the Morata videos. It's absolutely embarrassing in hindsight.
Lewis,
So
if
it is
I grab
ways.
them all.
Bakayoko, though, I remember we were signing.
Like a league
we were signing him, and every Monaco fan was saying, "Oh, they don't want Fabinho." All right. And then I was like, really?
That is peak, Lewis. I can't even.
And then we watched him play, and then it's like, okay, this guy's an actual fraud. Definition of the word fraud. The worst player I've seen play in a Chelsea shirt.
Swear out.
You catch the ball in 20 yards of space and his touch would still send it to an opposition player. Horrendous. I could get back to being a professional footballer. And I'm dead as well. I can watch him play week in and week out, you know. £40 million. We took the piss with money.
No, but Lewis, can you not say that there is a question? There is an argument that maybe
that season pisses me off.
Premier League. What was that? Is there not an argument now that maybe he's just one of those players that never suited Premier League? Because he actually did well at Milan when you loaned him to Milan, and he did well when he was at Monaco.
Maybe. Like, he had 1 or 2 good games for us at Chelsea. Like, you literally count it on one hand. He was semi-decent at AC Milan. Maybe he's a bit of a confidence player because I know he started terribly there, but then he got on and then he became brilliant when the season was over. Maybe it's a case of a different league, but we brought him back at pre-season. I remember going to a friendly against Reading and he was still dog wank. So I was like, yeah. You had the Bakayoko drink water pivot again, and this is the thing. Drink water. Let me be real about drink water.
Right? Stop it. No, you're killing, man.
Loki gets a bad rep because he was better than Bakayoko was that season. I'll give him full credit for that. He wasn't shiny. He didn't do anything amazing. Drinkwater was just a safe player. The only thing is we spent 40 million on this guy. It just wasn't worth it. But that's Chelsea that entire season.
Oh, Lewis, you killed me. I'm not gonna lie.
Lewis actually finished, man.
You absolutely killed me.
Sorry, that season's a piss day, but go on.
He's not letting it go. He's not letting it go.
No, Lewis is
I'm actually crying, you know. He's still fuming to this day. To this day.
I think it's only because that was my first year as a season ticket holder, and we went from. Bro, it was bad. It was bad. I had to watch this week in and week out.
Man said season ticket holder and Bakayoko was trying to pull strings, you know.
Why you got to be season ticket? You were watching Bakayoko and drink water, bro. I'm so sorry.
Double pivot.
And it was disgusting.
Oh, man. Anita, do you echo what Lewis says in terms of you've not really kicked on in a transfer window after you've won the league? Does Roman kind of get a little complacent?
Oh, yeah. He's been like that from time, though. Like, after we done the double in 04, 05, and then we did it again 05, 06. After that, it was literally like, okay, you go out there, you win me a Champions League, and you're not going to get no money. And it's just like, bro, like, dog, we thrive off of money. Like, we buy these players that are good for 2-3 seasons, then we need to re-up. Like, come on, like, where's the energy? Like, he just doesn't do it. It's weird, man. When we won it in 2010 again, didn't really...
That's what I'm saying, guys. It could have been worse for you.
The comment on top that got me.
Oh, Bakayoko is Bakayoko is.
Oh it.
We need to let Bakayoko
I understand where
live.
Lewis is coming from because I just remember even when I watched him, I think did he go Napoli, Lewis, at one point?
He's a Napoli now.
He's at Napoli now. I saw it get funny enough to say because I saw a game. I think they played against him. He got the ball and I just remember him touching the ball and the ball actually went kind of far and he had to chase it and give away a foul. And I just remember thinking, raw, like he hasn't kicked on from back then. Like he's just
That's Bakayoko v Watford in his prime.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so sorry, I'm actually crying.
No, it's actually mad still. Man's at Napoli, you know, and I don't even know how he even got there.
I'm not gonna lie, Lewis.
Marina, she's the master negotiator.
Who's his agent, sorry?
Marina. That's the only reason why he's there.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. No, of course.
So yeah, Nia, you were saying after like when even the Champions League, you did.
I even forgot I was speaking, bruv. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Nia. Sorry, that was my bad. It's the Bakayoko.
Lewis is killing me.
Sorry.
I have water in my eyes. What did I say? Yeah, even in like 2010 when we won the league, like next season, a bag of nothing. When we did it in 16, 17, 15, 14, 15, bag of nothing. Like he always does these things, right? And you know what? I don't even blame him because in 16, 17. When he actually did give Conte the money, like Lewis said, he went out and bought rubbish. The fact that we bought Morata, that is PTSD for a couple of seasons still. Like that is a madness. The Morata shouts, yeah. I used to watch the fan channels back when Morata was coming in. And some people were saying Morata's intelligent. Morata's first touch is this. Morata's finishing is that. And I said, where have you been watching him? They're like, oh yeah, Real Madrid. How were you watching him at Real Madrid, please? Because I don't understand.
No, but you know what? I thought Morata was a baller from Juve before you lot signed him. I'm not even gonna lie.
Juve, I can hear it.
Lewis is gone.
I can hear it.
It's stupidness on that channel. I don't care.
But guys, before Morata went Chelsea, didn't everybody think he was a good striker?
So for me, Drift, I'll be honest. You see that season
thing.
Because I think Lukaku went United and Morata went to Chelsea, right? I think those two deals should have actually been swapped. Yeah. I think Lukaku would have suited Chelsea better and Morata would have suited United better that season.
Yes,
100%. But what I'm saying is Morata was a flop at Chelsea. There's no doubt Morata was a flop at Chelsea. But if you look at a couple of seasons before that, especially that Juventus season when he was on loan,
he did look good.
He was performing very well. Like he was. You can't like. There's no way Chelsea pays 65 million for a player.
Was he starting?
Yeah, I remember in the Champions League, he scored like 8 goals or something, didn't he, for Juventus in that year? I thought he was good till he went Chelsea, to be honest.
To be honest, I never had faith in the guy. The second he stepped foot off that plane, I said I wanted him out. I did not have any faith in that guy. From Costa to that, no, I didn't have any outs.
I think that's what it is as well.
Yeah. The Arsenal game where he missed a hat-trick a chance. I was like, yeah, this guy's Torres 2.0.
You know what, right? I think it was the first few games in the next season after that. I think 17, 18. I went to the Arsenal match and he scored, yeah. And me and my dad, we looked at each other. We're like, oh, shit. He actually scored. Like, it's that bad. He is that bad. Nah, I didn't even celebrate his goal, man. He can get out of here. He's a memory that I want to forget. Personally, he's worse than Falcao, worse than Shevchenko, worse than flipping. Who was that guy? Kesman, worse than him, worse than all of them, man.
Why are all these strikers flopping at Chelsea?
I don't know.
Did you hear the name? Did you hear the name?
Shevchenko. Embarrassment of riches. There, Crespo.
Crespo pulled out. Crespo pulled out.
No, Crespo kind of did. He kind of did.
But listen to those. Hold on. Let's just take a moment, yeah? Falcao is arguably one of the best strikers of his generation. Shevchenko might be the best striker of his generation. Torres, definitely one of the best.
But injuries.
On all three, exactly. Context, like we were so stupid getting those transfers. Torres had the big injury after the World Cup, and he weren't the same one.
It's because he's full body.
50 million in your face. You guys are just like 50 million safe, literally.
Yeah, that was a bargain.
Exactly like we were. Same thing with Shevchenko. big knee injury before joining us, but Abramovich had dreams of Shevchenko in the Chelsea shirt, so here we are. Falcao, he could clearly passed it from the United loan deal. Like, that's the most baffling one of the lot. Like, this is the third time now. And he's the most...
The only thing, though, yeah, if you look at post-Chelsea Falcao, he won Monaco the league, bro.
No, but just the injuries, though. The injuries.
Manchester United Falcao.
What is wrong with our atmosphere? Not Lewis. What is wrong with our atmosphere? It's us. What's wrong with us? I don't understand.
I forgot they had Pato.
Pato's, it is what it is. Like, to be honest, he wasn't even that bad when he played for us, but he was just
Kesman, Charisma.
Kesman came on some players.
We're bad vibes.
You guys have had some players, you know.
Trust me.
They've had everyone.
Yeah, they've had everyone.
That's why if we get Haaland and he don't ball out, like, we should just give up with strikers.
You had Higuain as well.
No, they didn't have Higuain. No, they didn't.
We had him.
You had Higuain, didn't it? Well, no, something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Pulled into the top left. He was playing.
And you know what? You know what's so mad? People are saying Salah in the comments. We had Salah and we sold him because we wanted to keep Willian. What is wrong with us? What is wrong with us?
I'm not gonna lie.
23 million Salah on free for one Cuadrado to give us 8 league starts in the season. Do nothing. Pad the league title and go back to Italy in 6 months. Well, some of our transfer activity is so mad. Like, we move like a genius sometimes. We've only been geniuses the last year.
You know what? You lot have got that stupid money in it where, like, they asked Richard Branson why he's getting in a hot air balloon and he said, I'm bored. You know, like, the stupid money where you're just like, what is going on here? Like,
I forgot they even had Cuadrado, fam. There's so many players you don't have.
Salah on a free for Cuadrado with 23 million. 23 million and you can take Salah for free.
Yeah.
But Lewis, I will say this though. You lot are some of the best in Europe at selling players that no one's even heard of.
Yeah.
Bruv, you lot sell some teenagers for like 15, 17 million. I'm like, how? I don't even know who the player is. The man's been on your
£11 million loan, right, to Aston Villa. And if they want to sign him, I think it's 40 million. So
sorry?
40 million for Barkley if they want to sign him at the end of the season, and they've loaned him for 11 million already. By the way, we signed him for 15 million. So signed him for 15 million. We're selling off Barkley for
we
take a nick. Outgoings is amazing. It's just ingoings where it's just like we'll just go for anybody.
Yeah.
No, look, I'm not going to speak on Abramovich, but I think he's doing certain things to get those sort of money. But you know, I ain't even gonna go down that route. Abramovich is about that life. Yeah, he's about that life.
We don't speak
Let's not get shut down, Carl. Let's leave it there. Let's not get shut down.
I don't want to be hung off no balcony. Let's move
on. Couple of super chats. So MF says more afraid of Giroud, Zuma, huge aerial threats. Agree. Ace Industries, Nat Phillips, 99 for heading, pace 15, 1 for footwork. Kabak, 2 for heading, 50 for pace, 70 for footwork. In other words, no pace, just vibes and headers, GCSE techers. Fabinho, CDM, ASAP. Raw.
Vibes and techers. Oh,
that is harsh.
That is horrible, bro.
No, but you know the wickedest thing is, yeah, as much as I don't want to keep piling on these guys because they are both young and all that. If you're a striker like Giroud, you're licking your lips at Kabak and Phillips. You are. We can't even deny that. You're absolutely licking your lips at that. Tammy Abraham's even licking his lips at that. I'm thinking, yeah. I can do bits today. Like, we've just got to be honest, man. It's not imposing. It's not worrying. It's not scary. It's not anything. It's not anything. Even if I played against them, man, now I'm thinking I might get changed. Like, it's worrying, man. It's worrying.
Is Fabinho not back? Just
So Klopp said today he's had 5 or 6 training sessions and seems all right, but I won't believe it until I see him on the pitch.
Same.
So Lewis and Anita, this leads us nicely onto the game. So obviously we kind of spoke about defense and just how frail we are at the back. But both of you have been prominent in mentioning the threat from Salah and Mane. But neither of you have said anything about Firmino. Now, do you see that? Obviously, for me, like Firmino is my favorite player, but I see his shortcomings as a striker. Do you think, though, with you playing three at the back and the success we had, again, I know Sheffield United aren't great, but we also had success against Tottenham when they played three at the back. Do you think the formation could actually feed into actually getting the best out of Firmino potentially?
I plead the fifth, Lewis.
Welcome to the 18th country, Firmino. There's plenty of room. As you can see, Rashford's in the background here too. There's plenty of space. Watching the Palace game, you can't see him here either. It's been peak ever since he had to deal with Christensen. Here's what it is. That's not a bit. Like it's been 50 minutes already.
So you don't say anything from.
I'm not saying too much because we're Charity FC. Like if there's one game, it might be this one. I don't want to talk too much, but I'm confident in our defense. Like we've been excellent since Tuchel's joined. So I've got no reason to think that we can't keep that form going. Right now, it's just about composure and belief. And playing five at the back, it makes us more compact defensively anyway. So I think we're going to be tested. You lot still create a lot of chances anyway, but you lot also aren't that clinical. Like I'm not using that to take the mick or nothing because we ain't clinical.
That's true.
But that's also why I'm interested for this game because we're good defensively. You guys aren't as good defensively, but we ain't as good in the final third either. So I'm questioning what's going to give in this sort of game, which is why it's interesting. But Firmino, if we play the way we should be, like we shouldn't be hearing anything from him for 90 minutes.
I love how you
Fair enough. I mean, Matt Drift, obviously Chelsea have been really solid under Tuchel defensively. How do we break these guys down?
You know what? Callum said the other day that was really funny. Yeah, Callum pointed out to me that flipping Trent is gonna be on Alonso's side, isn't it? So then I'm looking at it like a battle between Trent and Alonso. Lewis, you know we're gonna get dusted on that battle. You know
Alonso can't play. Alonso's going to play.
Let's keep
Chilwell.
Chilwell's playing. Chilwell can't play wing back. Trent is dusting either one of them.
He'll do it better than Alonso can. Like, even with the last few games, I'm not sold on Alonso. The only reason why we've been playing him is because we played like 6 different buses. And it's easy once they've got 10 men behind the ball. You can throw Alonso into the middle and you can try and counter-attack for nearly all of his deficiencies. But you lot, you're going to press him. So why would you put him in that sort? The only thing I will say, Southampton, like it was another game we shouldn't have played him in, and we played him and he was arsed. But I'm hoping we learn from that and we don't play him in this sort of game. If he plays tomorrow, then we've done it to ourselves if we lose. Here's what.
You think Chilwell started against Man United for fun? He started there to rest Alonso. Alonso is going to be running against Trent. He's going to be defending Trent.
No, but I'm thinking like, I thought Chilwell would start Atletico because he didn't start Southampton and Alonso started both. So I'm thinking now Chilwell could start both.
I don't see it, but hey, if let me just tell you guys
anyway,
now,
I want Alonso to start.
If Alonso is starting that game, our left side is getting absolutely ripped, and I'm sure Klopp is
actually. You know what I will say
right now.
You know what I will say? If Alonso plays, if Trent doesn't dust him in that game, then it's
careful.
That's what I will say.
And you know what, Lewis? You know what you gotta be careful of doing. We say this to Matt all the time. Don't piss in the wind, bro. That's what you can do.
That's why I said the if. Because if he plays, Trent should be dominating him. Like it should be 1v1. Trent should be having him. So he should do his job. That's all I'm saying.
But if you play Alonso, then you'd be playing Alonso to kind of double up on more Salah rather than worry about Trent, wouldn't you?
Exactly. Look at him.
No. Nearly 1-0 Palace. Nearly 1-0 Palace.
Oh, you thinking that you finally deep that we're finished? We're finished.
No. Repeat that point anyway because I just saw the big chance.
No, I was saying because you're talking about Trent, but I was thinking if you played Alonso, it'd be more for him to double up with whoever's at your left centre-back position for doubling up on Salah. But then I thought, no, for real, trying to put Alonso on Salah, that's a madness. Still,
so he has to deal with Salah and Trent. Yeah, please play Chilwell. Like I'm already saying, like I already want Chilwell to start anyway. I'm just thinking if Alonso starts and he gets the job done, it's crazy for you guys.
It's mad. I don't want Chilwell to start. I don't think Chilwell can't play wing back. Not effectively anyway. I missed Alonso on the
more ground than Alonso will. Like I just don't trust
because
Alonso
he's faster. He's faster, but decision making. I think Alonso has better decision making going forward. Maybe not as defensively, but going forward, 100%. And if you're gonna be a wing back, you got to be equally as good on both sides, or at least better, or offer something going forward. Like he.
But Loki isn't that what he signed Chilwell for? Because he's meant to be better going forward.
As a fullback, he can recover very well. But as a wing back, he doesn't know what he's doing. He looks like he's lost in the mud. He doesn't know whether he should recover. He doesn't know whether he should stay forward. But as a fullback, his role is just pretty much straightforward. You lose the ball, you recover. That's it. As a wing back, it's kind of it's more based on timing. Like it's more based on timing, positioning, where you are on the pitch and stuff like that. Like I'm sorry, I don't think he can do it. It's all about intelligence, and I just don't think he's there yet. Personally.
You know what? I've thought this quite a lot. So while I've got you Chelsea guys on, how on earth has Alonso, at a club like Chelsea, who've got all the money in the world, survived for 5 seasons?
Listen, Drifty, well, he's feasted off the 16-17 season. He's feasted off it. He's feasting.
Trust me.
But he's had bare left backs though.
He's
the one that won us the league. He was the part of the team that won us the league. That's the logic of some fans.
And he was
but you lot are the number one team that don't care about, like, yeah, you did well then, but what are you doing now?
But Marcus Alonso scores in a few derby games.
Yeah,
so,
he's got a wonder left foot.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about that. He's got a wonder in his left foot. If there's a free kick on the edge of the box, I'm worried if Alonso's
I mean, that's the thing with him. He's a moments player, so we'll hang on to the moments with him. That's the only thing that carries him. He can score in big moments. Everyone says, "Oh, we should play him up front," and shit. It's jarring, but why? people say that. Like, you think people are joking when they say that? No, we should really play him up front. Are you mad? Like, Alonso's a good finisher, but take it into context. He's a good finisher in space. You give him space on the left-hand side, then he's a good finisher. You cramp him, no. He's just any man in the box.
On anyone. He can't do no one-on-ones. He can't take on no one. If it's him and a measly defender and he's having to hold up play, he can't do it. Please, anyone who's saying Alonso up front, please clip me. Don't do it. Don't do it. Cut that out. Cut it out.
He's stiff. I'm not gonna lie. He's stiff.
He's mad meaty.
Definition of stiff.
He's meaty, bro.
Boy. All right, so it comes that time in the show where we need a few predictions, guys. I'm not going to do the whole starting 11 thing because I'll be honest, from a Liverpool standpoint, we don't know who's going to be available between now and tomorrow because anything can happen with Liverpool, and I just can't take that heartbreak if I'm going to be honest. So, score predictions. I'm going to obviously Drift. I know you don't do score predictions. Matt, I'm going to start with you.
Excuse me. 2-1. I think it'll be 2-1. Why do I think it's going to be 2-1? We won our last game. I know it wasn't. Yeah, that, and we beat Sheffield United, got a little bit of confidence. And not even that, all jokes aside, I just think if there's ever a time to turn up, it's now. Like, I know we've lost 4 games on the bounce at Anfield. We can't lose 5, surely. Like, we just can't. I know we can. Obviously, Chelsea is still a dangerous team, but
kind of waiting in the wind there, Matt.
No. But like they've been saying, they haven't been prolific in front of goal. So even if you look at it from that perspective, it's just that defensively is where they will even still look at us and go, we might not be scoring, but we're coming up against these guys. They are going to be happy about it. I'm still going 2-1 on Liverpool. I think Salah will have something to say in this game, innit? So 2-1, bro.
Is this the biggest Chelsea-Liverpool game since? In terms of what it means to both teams, since we played you lot in the Champions League, was it 06-07?
Nah, 13-14 was bigger.
No, but that didn't mean anything to Chelsea that game, though, did it? That was only us.
No,
I mean, like when it means the same to both teams.
Probably
no. That was, remember 17-18? Because we faced the Bridge in May. No, it was when Olivier Giroud scored, but we were both going for top 4. Maybe you lot didn't care as much because you were in the Champions League final by then. But it was like we were still in a fight for top 4. We were 5th then, and you guys were 4th.
Yeah,
I remember that, yeah. 17-18.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember that game. What game was that again?
1-0 Stamford Bridge. It was like a really sunny day.
FA Cup final 2012. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
That's when
true.
Andy Carroll got out.
That was wicked. I remember watching that before my GCSE exam. Like that was lit.
Andy Carroll got robbed that day. Yeah, it's probably that game. Still,
Jay Spearing got paid off for that game. I'm convinced.
It's also the league semi-final games as well in 2015.
Spearing, you know.
Semi-final 2015.
Remember Ivanovic in extra time?
Oh, the Carabao. Was that Carabao?
Yeah, the Carabao Cup one. That's another one.
You got a point there. Actually,
There's been quite a few, you know.
Yeah, no, for real.
But in terms of just the league, this is the biggest.
We have to play you lot too much, man. It actually winds me up still. I think I saw a stat.
Guys growing up.
I'm sure I saw a stat that said something like, in the millennium, Liverpool and Chelsea have played like 37 times or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, we played like 4 times a season at one point. Like,
you were even in our group in the Champions League. Remember when
it would be more, you know?
Literally.
Maybe I remember the number. Basically, whatever the number was, it was a stupid number that it was like, this just shows we have to play Chelsea too often. Like it was stupid.
We played each other in the Champions League every year for about 5 years straight.
Yeah, I remember.
And that's why I hated you, man. Hated you and stupid Rafa Benitez. Hated you, man, growing up. Hated you. Before I even could understand what football was, I hated you. I hated Rafa Benitez. Always coming from Mourinho for no reason. Hated you. Who did I hate again? Was it Dirk Cow? Hated.
Yeah.
For me, Pepe Reina.
Pepe Reina with his bald head.
One of my earliest memories as a Chelsea fan was that semi-final in 2007. And it was just Reina saved everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, this man's the cheat code. But I was still getting new to football, and everyone's like, who's this guy who could figure out everything? Send me on crying.
That was Daniel Agger when we beat you on penalties at Anfield.
Yeah. Not as shady as 05. I could take that.
I think my favorite Champions League one was that 4-4. That 4-4 was epic.
That game was mad.
That game was crazy, you know.
That game was
drew for blood that day.
Yeah, that game was
2-0 at half time in the second leg. I was like, no way they're coming back at our own ground. I can't be arsed.
Bro. It was wicked though. It was a good match though. It was a good match.
Second half balled out, the Alex free kick and everything.
Yeah, that was a mad game. That
game was crazy.
But you know,
so go on then. Anita and Lewis, what's your score predictions?
Oh god.
1-0 Chelsea. I don't know who's scoring because it's Chelsea and it could be anybody, really and truly. But yeah, 1-0 Chelsea. I gotta be confident in my team. I could see us keeping a clean sheet, mainly because I could also see 0-0 as well, and just neither of us scoring for 90 minutes. But I gotta back my team, so Chelsea.
Do I have to?
You have to.
I don't know, because I don't know. I think I read somewhere that Tuchel, when he comes up against Klopp, he's not so great. The stats are looking a bit fugazi. So I don't know. Maybe I'm going for a draw, a 1-1 draw or something, or a measly 0-0 like the Man United match. But yeah, I don't see either one of us winning, but I don't see Chelsea losing either. So if it's not a draw, then a Chelsea W.
Okay, I'm going 2-1 Liverpool. I think we'll get the job done, but we ain't keeping a clean sheet. We're not keeping a clean sheet.
No, we're not.
I see Monsters in the chat. Monster, remember you said that Thiago Silva is better than Van Dijk. That will never be forgotten.
That will never die.
That will never be forgotten.
That will never die.
Someone said
I tell you what I will say about this game. The first team to score is vital, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The first team to score is vital in this.
Agreed.
Because if you're ever going to get Chelsea to do anything other than be solid, is somehow get the first goal and they've got to come out and play.
Yeah.
If they get the first goal, then it'll be like, here we go. But if we can get the first goal, they have to come out and play in it because they can't think 1-0 is good and just sit on a 1-0. They've got to try and get that goal back. So the first goal in this match is key.
It's so funny because I think if we get the first goal, right, and you guys haven't scored by like the 60th, 70th minute, yeah, for some reason, that's where we become so defensively sound. It's kind of weird. Like what Tuchel will do, he'll bring on Kante, and then the defense will just have that extra protection ahead of it. So I feel like if anyone needs to score first, it has to be Liverpool, because if we score one and it's remaining that way from the 60th minute, he's bringing on Kante, and it's going to be even harder to break down.
Yeah,
agree.
Good point.
Agree.
Good point.
Couple super chats before we wrap up then. So Ace in Industries, London teams are backup dancers to see Senor. Firmino does have a good record against London teams. He does, to be fair. He balls out against them. Ace Bet Limited. This game just got bigger. Man U and Leicester both dropped points tonight. Oh, and Man U is the game.
Yeah, 0-0, finished 0-0
Oh, 0-0, straight on.
Yeah, it's just
Interesting.
Sorry.
And now we got a win though.
It's just become massive now.
Massive for both teams.
Callum and all Kopish, I always enjoy and love your content. Yesterday, KJ dished Turkish people, but Terry blocked me. Anyway, loved your channel. I don't know what happened there. You'll have to take that with the football terrorists. So
yeah, but I mean, you can't be dissing all Turkish people. That's not on, man. You can't.
Oh no!
Wait,
What happened there? What?
No, I'm not sure. He's saying there was something that KJ said. I'm not too sure what he's referencing.
Yeah, I don't actually know.
Yeah.
Okay, because I said I ain't got a clue what happened.
Whoever it was, DM me what it was, and then I'll speak to him.
Yeah.
Oh
so, yeah, it's gonna be it's a big. I've got one more super chat actually. Someone has said. Imran says, "What's John Henry saying about the Kabak transfer?" Kabak ain't too bad. I mean, we got him on a cheap deal. We did what we had to do. Y'all got Nat Phillipson on 60, 70K. What you expect? What you expect? You want all the money? We ain't roaming. You got celebrants. What you want, right? That's what you want, right?
You got crazy.
What you want the world now? We're the pandemic, people. Come on now. You want everything out my pocket. Y'all ain't rich. I'm rich. Y'all get rich too. Y'all go get rich too. It's not that easy, is it? You just got up there now. It don't work like that. You gotta earn it. You brought in Kabak. You got band-aids. You got 2 cents about what more you want. Well, you got players coming back this summer. You got players come back this summer. They're gonna be like new signings. There you go. FSG over now. What now? That's probably what I'd say. John Henry would say.
You switched up the accent, yeah.
What? Is that Rodrigo or what?
You deserve an Oscar, 100%.
Bro, you forgot to say, "Hey, LeBron."
LeBron, you hear it? They ain't happy to Kabak. They won the world, right? No.
Oh, mate.
I'm done, Cal. I'm done.
Lewis, where can the people find you, bro, so they can go and support you?
Yeah, guys, Blues Fans TV and Carefree Lewis G on YouTube, Carefree Lewis G on Twitter as well. And yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Great chat.
Absolute pleasure, bro. And Anita, where can the people find you and go and support Anita as well, people?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @FLWN_, at FLWN_. You can find me at Gold Diggers UK on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can find me on the Football Terrace, where sometimes I host a Chelsea show.
Indeed. Guys, massive thank you for guys coming on. Really enjoyed this show. Obviously, we hope that you don't have too much success tomorrow. We hope that you're not happy and smiling around this time tomorrow. But apart from that, it's all love. And yeah, we'll see what happens. You guys have predicted Liverpool not to beat you. We predicted Liverpool to win. It's all there for the taking now. So guys, before we head off, make sure you smash the like button. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Subscribe to Anita's channels and Lewis's channel as well. And until next time, Drift, Matt, Callum, we are Kop-Ish. Stay safe, stay blessed, and we are out, people. Take care.
Peace.